the Prescription for Better Living podcast, where we discuss all things health and wellness in a hip and relatable way. I am Dr. Hernando Carter, board-certified internal medicine physician, your primary care extraordinaire. And welcome to episode 43 of the Prescription for Better Living podcast. Listen, you know what I need you to do. If this podcast has blessed you in some way, taught you something new, gave you a new perspective, inspired you, if you've shared it, here's what I need you to do. I need you to subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean. Just subscribe to all of them. I need you to like and rate the podcast. Give us some great comments. I need you to share the good news everywhere you go. Hallelujah, Dr. Carter is here. If you feel so inclined to do so, we would love your support. There are several ways you can support us. You can hit us up on the Cash App, $PBL Podcast, and we'll get that little change up about you. You can join our Patreon community, patreon.com/Dr. Hernando Carter. Just $1 a month supports the podcast there. Also, maybe you want to be a podcast sponsor. We love to shout out your business, your product, your event that you have upcoming. Email us, contact@rxforbetterliving.org, contact@rx4betterliving.org, and we will get back in touch with you. Speaking of sponsors, shout out to Right On Time Physical Therapy. My man Cedric Cooper, he's got all your physical therapy needs. He can design you your own workout plan. You can have physical therapist-led workouts as you get your summer fine on. Holler at my man Cedric Cooper. He's right over there, Avenue D, Ansley Health Club, 2000 Avenue D. You can visit him online, rightontimept.com, or you can call him 205-209-8771. Shout out to Bespoke Wellness. Bespoke Wellness has your concierge primary care, signing up members to the concierge primary care practice now. And hey, look, Bespoke Wellness, as it relates to the concierge primary care, they're going to cut it off at 50 members because the idea is to give you the concierge primary care experience so you can have access, you can have visits, you can have the attention you need. So don't delay because people are signing up. Also, there is no limit on the weight loss practice. If you are interested in medically managed weight loss, you can hit up Bespoke Wellness. If you're working out, you need an energy boost, you need rehydration because you've been dehydrated, we have you on the IV fluid therapy, and there is no limit to that. Hey, check out Bespoke Wellness. You can call 205-396-2820. You can email us at care@bespokewellnessservices.com. We're on Instagram. Just look for Bespoke Wellness BHAM. We're on Facebook, all of that. Or you can just look at us at drhernandocarter.com, which is another sponsor. Look, drhernandocarter.com. We have you for all of your merch needs. I know you love the podcast. I know you want to represent while at the same time supporting, while at the same time looking good and drinking good out of our tumblers. Visit drhernandocarter.com. Click on shop and you can get your merch there. And remember, in addition to supporting the podcast, a portion of all the profits goes to the Prescription for Better Living podcast to send high school graduates who want to go into a health career on to further their education. So, episode 43, and the name of this series is Heavy Topics. And this is Heavy Topics Part 2. Evolution of the Body Habitus. Now, I think, Brother Gary, that this whole series may be my most controversial. And we've talked about some controversial things on this podcast. We don't shy away from it. But this topic of weight is a bit taboo because, as we said last episode, in episode 42, part 1, Heavy Topics, what we said was that people confuse addressing the issue of obesity in a medically responsible way with body shaming. And I'll say again, I am not a proponent of body shaming. I ain't with that. I'm not. I'm not telling you to have low self-esteem. Oh, no. I'm not telling you that you're not good enough. Oh, no. I'm not telling you that you're not handsome, that you're not beautiful, that you're not attractive. Listen, I love women. And in my day, I'm a one-woman man now. But in my day, I love women of all heights. I like them Gary short. I like them tall Gary. I like them dark skin chocolate. I like them light skin, yellow bone, red bone. I like them olive oil skinny. And I like them Lizzo thick. I just love women. So that's not what this is about, brothers and sisters. It's not about body shaming, okay? This is about trying to help all of us in our community live a healthier, happier, longer, more active, and more vibrant life. And I wanted to set context now because, if you get used to seeing a certain thing, you'll think that's the way that it's always been. You heard the term or the catchphrase new normal, right? And so now, existing in this state of new normalcy as it relates to weight is a problem. Why is it a problem, Hernando? I'm glad you asked, because remember we said that the higher your BMI, your body mass index, that's a ratio of weight and height, the higher your BMI, the higher your risk for all kinds of bad medical problems. Back pain, neck pain, joint pain, sleep apnea, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, on and on and on, cancer, strokes, on and on and on. So it's not a trivial thing that we're talking about, and this is why we have to address it. Also, circling back to my original point, this new normal is not the way it's always been. Oh, no, it's not. Here are a few facts. Between 1971 and 2020, the average BMI, body mass index, increased by more than 16%. So in 1971, the average BMI was 25.7. By the time we got to 2020, the average BMI was 30, which, if you recall, 30 is obese. That means that the average American is obese. Severe obesity rate tripled over that same period of time between 1971 and 2020. In 1971, The severe obesity rate was 1%. And by the time we got to 2020, the severe obesity rate was 4%. 4% sounds like a small number, but when you multiply that times the entire population of the United States, that gives you a whole heap of people with severe BMI 40 or greater, which leads to increased risk of all those bad health outcomes that we talked about and premature death. So this is why we're discussing it, because our new normal is not normal at all. We were not intended to be this heavy. Have you ever gone to a museum where they have historical artifacts and they have like historical, like old clothing? You ever noticed how small the clothes are? I have gone over parts of the South where you could see the old houses and plantations. You can go into bedrooms, and even the beds were smaller. The bathrooms and the bathtubs were smaller. We were not meant to be this size, y'all. Listen, and this is not going back that far. In the 1960s, do you know what the average weight of men in the United States in the 1960s was? 166 pounds. 166 pounds. How many men, I'm talking about grown men now, do you know walking around that are 166 pounds now? A lot of y'all sisters probably wouldn't even talk to them because you think they couldn't handle themselves in the bedroom. Gary, you ain't 166, Gary. But you born again. You ain't handling yourself right now because you single. But hey, I'm just saying. Women in 1960s, you know what their average weight was in the United States for women in the 1960s? 140 pounds. My God. Most black people, if we walk around at 140 pounds, they swear you was sick. You got cancer or something. You own something. 140 pounds. So listen, this is the new normal, but this new normal ain't normal. So why? What are the causes? In general, increase caloric intake. Calories are what make up the energy components of our food. And we all have caloric needs, right? We all need calories. But the problem is that the norm now is for us to take in more calories than our body actually needs. Well, why is that? Well, you had an increase over the many decades in the size of our portions, increased portion size. So listen, you could go to a soul food restaurant and have some pretty healthy food. You can get some baked chicken. You can get some grilled fish. You can get some veggies with greens and green beans, and you can get, a little yam on the side for your dessert. But if you're going to eat a Thanksgiving heaping plate portion for each meal that you eat, you're still going to be consuming more calories than your body needs. Just taking it in. And that doesn't even, we're just talking about food now. That doesn't even touch on the empty calories of soda and tea and Kool-Aid. The reason why those are called empty calories is because you're usually using that liquid to wash down your food and wet your palate, right? You're not trying to get full off of the soda or the Kool-Aid or the tea. You're trying to get full off your food. So you're bringing in extra calories, a can of Pepsi, a can of Coke, a can of Grape of Coke. 300 calories, and that's just a can. I ain't talking about a bottle. Now, if you should be on average consuming 1,600, 1,600 to 1,800, 1,800 calories per day on average, and you're having a soda or a tea with each meal, 3 times 300 is 900 calories. So you've consumed greater than half of your calories in liquid than in food. So increased portion sizes and empty calories. Also, there's been a reduction in physical activity. We're more sedentary. Why is that, Hernando? I'm glad you asked. Technology now is blessing us every day, but it's also hurting us because we had development of cable TV. You remember when people just used to have the shows and they would watch their show, and maybe they had 1 or 2 shows. You watch a show for an hour or 2, and then you were up off the couch doing something. Kids may have their cartoon and they show their way, and then they was outside playing. Now with the cable TV and now with the streaming, you can just sit there for months and not move and watch not even the same thing over again. Video games keep us sedentary, whereas basketball and active sports used to entertain us. Now our entertainment is from video games, sedentary life, computers. You don't even have to, do they even make catalog cards in the library anymore? You ain't even got to walk to the library or walk around the library to do your research. Just flip open your computer and get on the Google machine. Everything is geared towards convenience and making it easy for us, which means it's geared towards us expending fewer calories. We're taking in more and we're burning less. Now, it's not all your fault. Most of it isn't your fault, as a matter of fact. Food deserts. We talked about this when we talked about health disparities, and we talked about the inequities in our country. Most neighborhoods where people look like me and you don't have good grocery store options. They don't have nice, clean grocery stores with fresh veggies and fruits and produce. They got the corner store that is labeled by the FDA as a grocery store, but all they got is pig feet. Get you some hot dogs and hamburgers. Get you some Hot Pockets. They got some vegetables in there. They dirty and looking brown. You don't live close to a grocery store. You may not have the adequate transportation. So social determinants of health that we talked about several episodes ago all contribute to this. So this is why we're living in this new normal that ain't so normal at all. And this has been episode 43, Heavy Topics Part 2, Evolution of the Body Habitus. And we're going to get more into this. But this has been another episode of the Prescription for Better Living podcast. As always, I'm Dr. Hernando Carter, board-certified internal medicine physician. Yes, your primary care extraordinaire, saying, whatever you do, wherever you go, I need you to stand on the tallest mountaintop you can. Spread the good news. Hallelujah. Dr. Carter is here. Until next time, Dr. Carter saying, I love you. Peace out.